Matt, sometimes in MMA we talk about fighters and we say, listen, you couldn't stop this person A with a freight train. Well, with Blagoy Ivanov, not even a knife wound to the heart could stop that guy. And he's competing here in the UFC at the highest level. He's faced some really good competition. I mean, his UFC debut was against none other than former champion Junior Dos Santos. Yeah, he didn't win that fight, but he made it the distance in that one. He's got wins over Ben Rothwell. He's got wins over some decent competition so far, and he's ranked, and he's taken on a really tough Brazilian in Augusto Sakai. Both of these guys actually spent a little bit of time over in Bellator, and over in Bellator is where Augusto Sakai got his lone loss against Czech Congo by split decision. And you can say what you will. Maybe you only know Czech Congo from his UFC times, but let me tell you something, bub. Czech Congo's on a roll right now in Bellator. Now, how does that translate into this fight? It doesn't, because Augusto Sakai in the UFC is on an absolute tear. He got a win on Contender Series. Then he beat Chase Sherman. Then he beat Andrei Arlovski by split decision. Then he beat Marcin Tybura and absolutely decimated him. Augusto Sakai's taken on his toughest test to date in Blagoy Ivanov. Maybe the same thing can't be said for Ivanov, though. I mean, what do you make of this one?
It's a really interesting fight, and I think it's just going to come down to who's the busier fighter, because stylistically, they match up quite well with each other. I know Ivanov has more wrestling, but Sakai's quite a bit better at jiu-jitsu, so they sort of cancel each other out in the grappling.
I gotta say here for a second, Ivanov has quite a bit better wrestling. This is a guy that beat Fedor Emelianenko in Sambo.
He doesn't use it, though, in MMA. That's the problem. So it doesn't really matter that he beat Fedor in Sambo. I think Sakai has a little bit of the striking advantage, but Ivanov just has this weird ability to keep on moving forward and throwing shots and just sort of clinching afterwards, and then just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. He's really hard style-wise, if you're not a guy who has that one-punch knockout power, to sort of stop him from keep on closing that distance, because that's what he's going to do over and over and over again. I think Sakai does have big power. I don't know if he has, like, Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou power, where, you know, if Ivanov does go for it on any of those guys, you're just going to put him down with one punch. Sakai is going to have to throw his combos, and we know that he's got great leg kicks, too. Really good that low calf kick. One of the few heavyweights, really, who does incorporate it into the game. Everything says that Augusto Sakai should win this fight. It's just Blagoy Ivanov can make any fight ugly, and that's what worries me.
The odds are really close. Augusto Sakai, a slight favorite, minus 120. Ivanov kind of trending around a minus 105. On Tapology, fans are split at 752 votes, 54% going with Sakai, 55% predicting a decision. If it's not a decision for Sakai, most people saying it's going to be by knockout. And I think you hit the nail on the head. Ivanov, we've seen him a little bit susceptible to the leg kick, but he's been able to continue to pressure forward, pressure volume, and that can get you pretty far in the heavyweight division, and that's what worries me. Augusto Sakai gets a win over Arlovski, who employs kind of a similar system as of late. Maybe not in his last fight, he looked totally different again, but Blagoy Ivanov kind of like that, a little bit like the Czech Congo, plus in his back pocket, he has that Sambo background that, yeah, maybe he never does use it, but you're going to have an awfully hard time trying to take Blagoy Ivanov to the mat. So for those reasons, I'm going to go with Baga to get the win here and beat a really hot prospect in Augusto Sakai.
So I think Sakai can go out there and knock out Ivanov. I do think he has the skills to do it, and we've seen every fight from Sakai. I know the Arlovski split decision was sort of peppered in there. He does get better from fight to fight, and he does have pretty good cardio for a heavyweight. The problem is Blagoy Ivanov just kind of does everything he does, plus he has that added little wrestling advantage, so I do think you're right. I think Ivanov is going to be able to sort of wear down Sakai, and then that second and third round sort of pull away, but I do think this is going to be a phenomenal fight.
I want to throw this caveat in here too. If you're looking to make some money on this one, just take everything with a grain of salt, because it's a really close one. It's a flip of a coin, as you can see with the odds. Both going with Blagoy Ivanov. You're not going to want to miss the rest of our predictions. You still have the main event. If you haven't checked it out already, 5 minutes for Woodley and Burns. We got 2 minutes for the prelims and the main card. Keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks, Matt, and as we always say, let's get into it.